Hi guys, and welcome to week 1 spiral worksheet. What you're going to do is watch this video and you will be prompted to enter your answers for each problem. Once you enter your answer, the video will continue. If you got it right, you don't have to write anything, but if you got a different answer and got it wrong, you need to make sure to do the full correction for the problem that you missed. A correction is not just writing the correct answer, it's also doing the work that goes with it. All corrections should be done in pen. It's okay to write pen on your paper. You don't need to erase and redo it in pencil. What we're looking for when we collect these are making sure that we see the pen marks to see that you made corrections. Number 1, graph the set of integers 11, -5, -8 on a number line. Positive 11 should be graphed between 10 and 12. -5 should be between -4 and -6. And -8 should be on -8. Number 2, write an integer for the situation. 6 degrees Fahrenheit below 0. The word below tells us that it's going to be a negative integer, and so the integer would be -6. Number 3, evaluate the expression, the absolute value of -9. The absolute value of -9 is +9 because absolute value measures the distance from 0, a number is on the number line, and -9 is 9 spaces from 0. Absolute value is always positive. Number 4, determine if each statement is true or false. A $100 check deposited into a bank can be represented by +100, positive 100. That is true because deposit is a positive thing and it means that your bank account is going to grow. B, a loss of 15 yards in a football game can be represented by -15. That is true because the word loss is negative, so it's going to be a negative integer. C, a temperature of 20 below 0 can be represented by -20. That is also true because below 0 tells us that it's going to be a negative integer. D, a submarine diving 300 feet below the surface can be represented by positive 300. This one is false because when we see diving below the surface, it's going to be below sea level, which is a negative number. Number 5, evaluate the expression. It says an elevator goes up 12 floors. So what we would put for this, showing positive 12, because going up is positive, we would just write it as a positive 12. Number 6, write an integer for the situation. The absolute value of -9 plus the absolute value of 5 equals. So absolute value is the distance a number is from 0, so we need to evaluate what's in the absolute value signs first before we can add. So -9 is 9 spaces from 0, and positive 5 is 5 spaces from 0. And now it's same sign sum. I'm going to keep the sign and add and get 14. Number 7, a stock gained 5 points in one day and lost 4 points the next day. Which situation has the greater absolute value? So a stock gaining 5 points is represented by 5. and a stock losing 4 points is -4. So if we're going to do the absolute value, we just want to know the distance from 0. So the absolute value of 5 is 5, absolute value of -4 is 4, and 5 is greater than 4. So a stock gaining 5 points has the greater absolute value. Number 8, we will check your paper when we collect it. Number 9, a veterinarian recommends that a St. Bernard lose weight. Write an integer to describe the dog losing 25 pounds. Writing an integer to describe losing 25 pounds, that would be a -25. Number 10, evaluate the expression. Absolute value of 12 divided by 2 times the absolute value of -5. So the first thing you have to do is evaluate the absolute value and rewrite the expression. So we're going to get 12 divided by 2 times +5. Then we're going to use order of operations, and we just go left to right. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 times 5 is 30. So our answer is 30. Number 11, add. So it's an adding integers problem, and the signs are the same. So we're going to keep the sign, and we're going to add 16 and 28. So 6 plus 8 is 6 plus 8 is 14. It's 4. Carry the 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So your answer is -44. Number 12. At 4 a.m., the outside temperature was -28 degrees. By 4 p.m. the same day, it rose 38 degrees. What was the temperature at 4 p.m.? So we are starting at 4 a.m. It's -28 degrees. And then I'm going to add 38 to this, because saying that it rose 38 degrees is a positive. So now I'm adding integers, and the signs are different. So I know I'm going to subtract, and I want to keep the sign of the larger absolute value. So it's going to be positive, because 38 is farther from 0. And 38 minus 28 is 10. So it would be 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Go ahead and flip your paper over, and we are going to do the Friday homework, which is our geometry spiral for perimeter. Again, make corrections for the ones that you missed, and make sure that you are showing the whole correction, like the work. Redo the problem. Don't just write the correct answer. You need to do the full correction for full credit. Number 1, find the perimeter. The answer is 39 units. Number 2, find the perimeter. So this is a square. The formula is side times 4, and the side is 1/4. So when I substitute my value, I'm doing 1/4 times 4. And then I'm going to put pants on the whole number, and then cross divide if possible, which I am able to, and multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So perimeter is 1 inch. Number 3, find the perimeter. You go ahead and add side plus side plus side. So when you add all the sides together, you get a sum of 206 feet. Number 4, find the side length of a square that has a perimeter of 100 inches. So this problem is a little bit different because we're asked to find the side length and we're given the perimeter. So it helps to draw a picture. Here's a square. All the sides are going to be the same. And we know that the perimeter is 100 inches. 100 inches. So let's go ahead and start with the formula. Perimeter equals side times 4. And now when we substitute the values, it's different because it's not the side that, or it's not the perimeter that's missing. We know the perimeter is 100, and then we want to know side times 4. I'm going to write it as 4s. So I want to know what I multiply by 4 to get 100. So we could do the opposite, which is division. And so the side is going to be 25 inches. Number 5, Sarah draws a rectangle with a perimeter of 20 centimeters. The width is 4 centimeters. What is the length? So this one's a little bit like number 4. We are given the perimeter and we're given the width and we want to know what the length is. So again, drawing a picture helps. Here is a rectangle and the perimeter is 20. And we know the width is 4. So I can use the formula perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And so when I substitute, 20 is going to be equal to 2 times the length and then 2 times the width, which we know is 4. So now I'm going to have 20 equals 2 times the length plus 8. And to solve this, I'm going to first subtract 8 from each side. And then I know that, I'm going to come back over here, I'm going to be left with 20 minus 8 is 12 is equal to 2 lengths. So both the lengths together are 12. So if I take 12 and divide it by 2, it'll just give me one side. And so the length is going to be 6 centimeters. So the answer is 6 centimeters. Number 6, a triangle has a perimeter of 45 inches. One leg measures 12 inches and another leg measures 22 inches. What is the measure of the third leg? So again, we're given the perimeter and we are just trying to find one of the legs. So the perimeter, we know for a triangle it has 3 sides. So it's going to be side plus side plus side. And so the perimeter is going to be 45. And I know that one leg is 12 and one leg is 22. And then I'm just trying to find what the other one is. So I'm going to add the 2 that I know. 12 and 22 gives me 34. And so if I take the total perimeter and subtract the 2 legs that I already know, so I'm going to subtract 34, that will give me the third leg or the third side. So the side is going to be 5 minus 4 is 1, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So that means the third leg is going to be 11 inches. What is the perimeter of a rectangle that has a length of 8 feet and a width of 5 feet? So I know perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So I'm going to do perimeter is 2 times 8 plus 2 times 5. 2 times 8 is 16 and 2 times 5 is 10 and 16 plus 10 is 26. And so your answer would be C, 26 feet. Number 8, find the perimeter of this trapezoid. So the formula is perimeter equals side plus side plus side plus side. So when I substitute my values, I'm going to have 18 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20. So going ahead and simplifying, 20 plus 20 is 40, and 40 plus 30 is 70. And then I'm going to do 18 plus 70, which is 88. And then don't forget your units, 88 meters. Number 8, fill in the blanks. Perimeter is the blank around the blank of a polygon. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a polygon. Okay, good job, guys. The video is over.